call this meeting to order. And we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay. Thank you.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Visitors' comments? Yes, ma'am?
Just come up here so I can see you. Hi, I'm Cindy Allen, Borsier from the town of Ware. I just wanted to come in and give a quick update on what's going on with Mary Lane. There's, I know there's a lot of confusion, misinformation that's gone around. Endowment funds have been on hold since, and I'm gonna go quick if that's okay. If you have questions, just let me know. Endowment funds have been on hold since October 23. There's about $800,000 right now in seed money immediately available for whenever they find out who's gonna be the next beneficiary. It is very much restricted use, and that's one of the miscommunication that's going on, thinking that we can just dissolve it and split it up between towns and all that. Very restricted use. Forever, it has to be used for a hospital forever named Mary Lane. The money goes to support that hospital, and the money is supposed to go to that property forever to be used as a hospital. It would be pretty much impossible to dissolve that, because first of all, the town of Ware would have to no longer exist. You know, all those kind of factors. You can possibly find a new beneficiary repurposing it for the intent. Bank of America has not made a decision yet. That secret executive session meeting that the Ware Select Board had really hurt their cause, if anything. The Bank of America wanted to make disbursement before the end of August, otherwise they're penalized by the IRS. It doesn't look like that's going to happen. Thank goodness I have a pretty good relationship with Emily Gabrault, the Charities Division's chief. So I had an email with her last week. She promises that she'll actually let me know when they do file a petition. They have no obligation to let any of the third-party beneficiaries know anything. Only the interested parties, which would be Bay State, Bank of America, and the AG's office. Another thing that everyone needs to realize is that these endowment funds must go to a nonprofit. It can't go for a for-profit urgent care kind of a thing. It has to go to a nonprofit. The land, everyone knows that we got the land restrictions over there, and I just wanted to point out that the Ware residents worked very hard. A lot of hours went into that. The proposal, dotting the i's, crossing the t's, the planning board, they did a lot of restructuring, new definitions, and the poor town moderator was a huge town meeting, 540 people, something like that. Another thing with the land, and I'll kind of go with two things. The Friends Group has now formed a new nonprofit called Mary Lane Health. I gave you a business plan there. So we are a nonprofit, still going through the 501c3 process. We have actually sent a letter of intent to Bay State. This plan, a draft of this was given to Bay State back in February. They know very much so that this residents want to take over the property, and the letter of intent said for $1 because that is what Bay State was going to give it to West Mass Development. So they very much know, and then even recently another letter of intent. We tried to get a tour of the historic buildings, and there was this big thing we were trying to put through Article 33 to get an easement onto the property. We were not trying to take ownership. We simply wanted a 2-year easement, so that way people who were trying to work with developers and get this going could have access to the buildings, to be able to look at it with potential buyers. And they denied us. So that was interesting, because they said they would never deny anyone access to the buildings for a tour.
Excuse me, who said no?
Bay State.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, we tried to see the stores and the Weatherby. The purpose was to get a current conditions report to at least, and it was Warren, it was Brookfield, it was
Hardwick.
Belchertown, Hardwick, yeah, it was everybody. We got a little bit of everybody. We had about 7 people in the construction industry that were gonna go in and tour it. And we thought that having this done would also relieve the residents to say, yeah, I don't think we can save it, or yes, we can save it. It would be nice if we could get a resident opinion, but unfortunately, they would not allow us in there. Right now, Bay State, it says they're going to try to save the Weatherby, which is ironic because they took out the buildings and they started to take apart the cupola, but they say they're going to try. We have a business plan. We are working with developers, but we can only go so far at this point in potential providers. We can only go so far right now because, number one, we need to get control of the money. We need that seed money to go ahead and get the property secured and protected. We want to acquire the property from Bay State. If, let's say, we took the property, we have to give them fair market value, but they're a nonprofit, therefore they should roll that money right back into the community. So I see it as a wash. That's kind of the negotiation thing that we'll try. So, yeah, we're really pushing that. New healthcare is all on hold. We had Caring Health, who was really interested. They were out here for the 4th time, a federally qualified health center. And once they found out that the select board had put that 3-to-1 vote to support Bay State, they canceled our meeting, which was for us to tour their facilities. So again, they've been out here 4 times, they were really excited, etc. So they canceled. But again, once we get control of those funds, we could then start to move forward. And that's pretty much about it. I just wanted to give kind of a summary of what's going on. And again, anybody is willing, that wants to help out, we look for help. We've got a lot of people who talk or complain, have ideas, but nobody's really following. We need workers. We need people to help out. We're still looking for that missing $10 million. We'll be going into the records of the Hardwick and Gilbertville libraries now, looking for anything old, looking for old original wills. The Attorney General's office says that that money could have been transferred over to Springfield or whatever legally because it was not restricted. My argument was, okay, it was unrestricted for Mary Lane, that doesn't mean unrestricted for Springfield, but there's a disagreement. But if I can prove that they were restricted funds, for example, the Timothy Page fund was restricted, so I have to find the wills, and that's what I'm trying to do. That's it.
What do you think's next?
Get the money, get the money. I keep, doing everything I can to get control over to the Community Foundation of Western Mass, set up a donor advisory committee, and then start to work towards the intent of the will, which is getting something back over on their property. If the foundation gets control of the money, Bay State says they will not put healthcare in that town, period. So that means they'll walk away. Keep in mind, everybody's like, oh, we're gonna lose that healthcare. Bay State has only promised to put in up to 3 primary care physicians. They have not committed to convenient care or urgent care. If the primary care is successful, then they would expand to those services. And when people complain, oh, we don't want to lose that, well, you have to ask yourself, are you ready to give up your own primary care now to go with a new primary care to support that new facility wherever it may end up being? And a lot of people don't have the love for Bay State anyway. So, them becoming successful is not very likely, and there would go our seed money. So, that's where we are. If they walk away, then we have the seed money and we can move forward. So that's the next step. But constantly we're keeping the ball going on any avenue we possibly can. Okay?
Good.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Tough.
Excuse me, is there a website or anything you have that you might want to put out to the public so people can reach out to you?
Friends of Mary Lane, right on Facebook.
Friends of Mary Lane on Facebook?
Friends of Mary
Okay.
Lane, yeah.
All right.
And you can message me and I'll give you more. Sometimes I can't put too much information on there because we've got all kinds of eyes watching.
Yeah,
But anytime people want an update, we're ready and willing.
right, but also if somebody wanted to volunteer and help you out,
Yes.
that would how they
Yes.
reach out to you.
Help us find that $10 million and, yeah.
Okay,
Okay?
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, more visitors' comments.
Well, yes. You voted to let them put another thing on the cell tower at the Rod and Gun Club. But we don't seem to have good service in the center of town yet. The farmer's market, people were having trouble this weekend.
Well, it's always been bad.
Yeah, it's always been bad, but they keep putting up things. Why aren't they helping us?
I don't know about, I don't remember anything with, I mean, I know about the tower up at the Rod and Gun.
Yeah,
I don't remember talking about it here in a year.
well, yeah, they were going to put, another company was going to put another piece on. And I'm just saying it hasn't improved.
Yeah, well, he figures.
Maybe it's going towards Barry or something.
Well, and I think Lisa Cohen and her husband had some kind of a pocket hotspot or something, so there was good coverage during the fair.
I did.
Yeah.
But, well, I don't know. I mean, we're gonna be dealing with something with the Hardwick Rod and Gun tonight. But I don't know if that'll come up. I don't know if they'll be here, but I'll find out.
Okay, thank you.
You don't know, it's hard to get out.
Are you referring to like the Wi-Fi equipment you have at like the townhouse and stuff like that?
No,
Cell
my,
phone tower.
General cell
Just a
phone
general
signal.
cell
yes, I can, if my power goes out, I can't call from my house, which is around the
Okay.
corner. I can go up to the parking lot of the townhouse and maybe I can call National Grid. But other times, like when I wanted to call about the townhouse alarm, I can't stay in and do the things on the alarm system because I won't have cell phone service to talk to the people.
Okay.
And like I said, on the weekend it wasn't.
Is that happening with all the providers? Or, I know I have Verizon, I don't get a signal up there, so,
I have Xfinity.
okay.
I have Verizon and I can talk to people in town hall, but if I go out in my car and make a
Yeah.
call, I can't, I'll drop every call.
Yeah,
And that's from sitting here to sitting over there.
That's what
Like
I
the
thought.
service- It seems like the service has gotten worse.
Yes.
And I don't know
Used to
why.
be able to
If
see
it's
the-
because they're upgrading to 5G and it's reducing the range versus like the 4. I
I
don't know.
have no idea.
Well,
That
that's
was the whole purpose for putting that cell phone tower there at was to cover Hardwick Center and parts of Petersham.
right.
Because I was in on the, when the tower was asking for a permit from the planning board. That was their purpose, was to provide coverage to areas that didn't have any.
Maybe we reach out to, just ask the owners of these cell phone towers. What's the status of their equipment? Is everything working? Is everything up to date?
Well, we'll have to go through, I'd have to go through the Rod and Gun Club, find out who they deal with, who owns the tower. And then whoever owns the tower rents
Right, space.
space
For different
to
providers.
Verizon or whatever. Yeah, I used to be able to use my phone at the fire station and now I can't. SOS only, so.
Yeah.
So, well, we'll look at that, and I was wondering about the generator at Ruggles Hill Road. That was out when power went out, and Marty fixed it. But I don't want it to rest on Marty, he's got enough to do. We pay somebody to do that. Have we been in touch with them?
So I did call Marty, the highway superintendent, and he was in contact with them. And so he actually had come out before I had even called him to
Right.
check in with him. So he was in contact and communication with the company. And as far as I know, based on what I've heard from him, everything's good, it's working, everything's all set. That's how I left it with him.
All right, well, that's not the first time that's happened.
Now, what generator was that?
It runs the well.
The well in Hardwick?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought it was referring to.
So when the power goes out, it's supposed to kick in
Right.
so that
Mhm.
24 dwellings, 24 buildings have water on that system, but not if there's no power. So, yeah,
East National came to collect or drop off a specimen container at my house because they do that periodically for testing. And I asked them about it, and they said there was a part needed. And they sent something to Marty, but he didn't get it. And he said he was going to, the man said he was going to work on making sure that,
okay. So we're working through Marty, which I don't have a problem with.
When I talked to him, he said everything was all set. So I just took that at what it was.
Right,
Yeah.
but I'd like to express our disappointment in the company that we're paying to make sure this happens never.
Who is the vendor? Do we know?
I don't know. I mean, I know there is one, I
Right.
couldn't tell you who.
what, East National?
There you go,
Yeah,
East
it
National.
is, it is them. We do pay them every month.
Right, we get billed
Yeah, we do.
regularly, so, and this has happened before,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so,
Alright,
Is
I
is
will,
there something you'd like me to reach out to Marty and have him show me this generator and see what the issues have been? Because I mean, this is right up my
yeah.
wheelhouse, per se.
I got
And
another
I can give you
generator.
other vendors that would, maintain it or look at the contract and say, hey, maybe we put it out to bid again. And we bring in a different generator contract that will maintain it. And just see if the thing's exercising. It should be exercising at least once every
come
7
right.
days.
I know we test ours in Wheelwright every couple months or so, just to make sure everything works.
You're
Okay.
speaking as water district
Yeah,
in Wheelwright.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
so do
it's
you want,
kind of what we do, we're it up there, but
And Marty's the person that's been doing the maintenance and everything there, or he's just in this case, he
Oh,
called on him,
he's the person. He's
He
always
is
been the
the-
person.
contact person for
Contact.
this
Hardwick.
company
I would
should
say
be
contact
tested.
person.
I don't know. I'll
We're
check.
paying them to maintain the outfit, and Marty's there when it goes bad, and he fixes it, but again, we're paying somebody to do that, so they're skating.
So, Mr. Chair, do you want me to wait until I hear from Bill before I contact them? Like, do you want to go out in there and look and see, and talk to Marty before I contact them? Like, what do you, I just want to make,
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I'll send me Marty's number or whatever, or have Marty reach out to me. I'll give you have my number.
yeah.
And I'll just go out and look at it and just ask them, when's the last time they came out, change the oil, change the filters, change,
Right,
because they should be doing that once a year and find out what has been the issues.
Right, standard maintenance,
Yeah.
and then periodic
And
startup.
when's the battery's been changed and stuff like that.
Right,
Those should be done every 5 years, or even 3, because if it's an emergency generator,
right.
stuff like that.
Well, good, we have one out in the back that we have to try
Right.
and plug in. We haven't started that up, but
And then we'll look at we know who's supplying it, but we'll look at their contract and maybe we'll bring in a different vendor.
right, change
That's all.
horses. Good,
Okay.
okay. Meeting minutes, approval of minutes for the May 27th meeting.
I read through them, I'll make a motion to approve minutes as written.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Sewer Commission, we have abatements.
Okay, so this is one of the things I had a question on.
For sure.
The two that are in front of us, is this their first abatement? Because it says only one abatement application is allowed per fiscal year.
Oh, yeah, yep, per fiscal year, yes. Have they applied for them in the past? I know the first one has in the past. I don't know about the second one, but yeah, we make sure we keep track of that.
So, because it says right here, abatement exemption, $771.55.
Yeah.
But on the back, so is that this, or, because I'm looking at this bill and it's $1,157.28. And
That
then-
sounds like a yearly bill.
Right, well, for two. the two sewers, so.
So the first one that you're referring to, the residence has been vacant, that's why there's an abatement for that one.
Yep,
And for the second one, the apartment over the laundromat is a single family, the abatement is for the apartment, the laundromat closed, because they're closed for about 5 years, that's why there's an abatement for that one.
okay,
And yes, they only get 1 year.
okay.
Well, if it's an empty house,
But it's, like it's a business. One's a business, like a commercial business. And then there's a house.
The
laundromat,
laundromat.
Yeah,
yeah,
But-
but that's been out of service for years.
The ti-
They do have the apartment up.
They're talking about the apartment over the laundromat.
okay.
And nobody, is that because that's
Occupied.
occupied?
Mhm.
Okay.
Did it?
So it's occupied, so they should have a bill.
They should have a bill, but they shouldn't be paying for the whole laundromat, because that's not functioning.
Right.
So it depends
Okay.
on how they've been assessed. If they're assessed as a laundromat, then
I just want to make sure that we didn't, we're giving them a second abatement.
I could assure you that we're not, because we use, obviously, we use Vadar, it's all in the system. So we know, like, when the last time they got an abatement, when the last time they got billed, everything. So they have not.
Okay. And then, like a question, so if a business, a commercial business, if that building's sitting there, is there anything in our sewer regulations where they have to contribute a minimum to the sewer, even though they don't rent out their building? They're still hooked up to sewer.
So an empty building that's hooked
Yeah.
up to sewer. Well, I've always thought of it as a betterment. I mean, it has value.
Right,
You know, if somebody has 2 apartments that they rent, and one is rented all the time, and then one is not rented, but still, advertised as available. I didn't know how to handle this very well. It should, because it's possible, it's part of the value of the property that it's hooked up, that it could run a sewer. So, we've gone around and counted electrical meters to see how many of these apartments actually are functioning, because they went away to Florida and they haven't been back this year, and it can get pretty complicated. But I don't think we have anything for it written up. That would be like the betterment coming down the hill from the center of Hardwick. If you're on a lot that's now available to hook up to sewer, that your property's more valuable.
right, there's a betterment that the
Betterment.
assessor could apply to that,
Right,
because there's sewer on the street they can connect to.
right. And
Just trying the
it
airs.
should be this way too.
Okay.
So what you're saying then is that maybe there should be some sort of
A minimum. fee.
minimum.
That whether you own a building, and if it's completely vacant, but you're hooked up to sewer, whether you rent that or not, they still should be contributing something to this sewer infrastructure.
Because you could rent it tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's something in the future we revisit.
Yeah.
I think that, I would be agreeable to that too, yeah.
Okay.
All
Mr.
right.
Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
do you want me to add another review of the sewer regs to maybe like the second meeting in September, or
Yeah.
future meeting, or whatever?
Yeah, let's look at it again. When are these bills due? A quarterly,
Yeah.
so there's no sense waiting for anything.
No, I would not recommend that, because then they would be late.
So,
All
I make a
right.
motion to approve the sewer abatement for 2022 Joslyn Road, Gilbertville, and a sewer abatement of 126 High Street, Gilbertville.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So it needs to be at the meeting.
Resignation from the school committee and a resignation from the youth commission.
You'll see in your packet, there's 2 resignations, one from Wendy Bolognese from the youth center, and then one, I can't remember this person's name. No, not Jenna. No, not Jenna.
Emily Carrier,
Yes, thank you.
okay.
Oh,
Carrier,
that,
yeah.
this is from the,
Auburn Regional School District resignation.
Yeah. So I will advertise those vacancies.
I'll seek a motion to accept the resignations.
so moved.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Discussion and vote on updated list of capital needs. Do we have that?
Yep, it's in your packet. So Mr. Korzick dropped this off to every department. So the one that is in your packet is like the select board / municipal. I went around and kind of asked some of the departments, you know, where their head was. A couple you'll see cross up, you'll see like my handwriting. This will definitely be, you know, cleaned up. Yeah. But we don't expect you to vote on anything or do anything tonight. We could put it on maybe the next meeting if you want to think about anything or like the timing of anything. But I just wanted to put it on your radar because it was dropped off from Mr. Korzick.
I didn't think it was all done yet.
No. Just something to think about.
And these are listed in priorities, so number one is the,
This, yes, but if you're like, okay, well, the renovation of the flood, whatever, you think that's more important, then, you know, maybe you think it should be done in the second year rather than the fifth, or whatever, so just something to think about.
Yeah, Mr. Korzick has a graph so that each department lists what they want in order of importance, and it also goes across future years. So some things, you know, we can't do for 5 years, and other things we've already got done, including the roof on the barn in the center of town.
Yes.
Up in Hardwick, and the trees coming down. That was another thing that we decided we should look at.
So according to our town bylaws, anything over $25,000 has to go through capital planning. So it wouldn't be like replacing this table, but it would be like replacing the roof. So anything very big that can't be, you know, taken out of our operating on a yearly basis, that has to have money set aside, that should go through the capital planning committee and finance committee. Just
Okay.
All right, I was just wondering, out of this list, do we know what is costing the town the most money in maintenance? So we use that as a priority to say, hey, let's spend this money and fix this, so we'll save on those maintenance dollars.
That's the kind of conversation that we have, looking at the Ruggles Hill Road School. It's not costing us anything except that one of our assets is deteriorating until we get a roof on it. So that kind of thing we do look at, what is it costing us? The buildings are kind of, it's not just a question of what we could get for them if we manage to sell them, but the quality of our assets is deteriorating, so that's another thing. And then, you know, when the highway superintendent puts in for another truck, then we look at the costs of that and see how important it is for them. So, yeah, we look at it that way. I don't see the graph right here that explain what we're trying to figure out.
Okay.
Yeah, this is mostly around the municipal office building. I think from my experience, heating and cooling is kind of weird, and maybe some of the windows, because in the winter time, I mean, it costs us a lot to heat, and some offices are going to be boiling. You go into another office and you're just comfortable, so it's very inefficient that way.
Sure.
I feel like that might be something.
It's an ancient heating
Right.
system, yeah.
But I also don't know, like I know last year, or before I got here, the prior town administrator was working on a weatherization project through Green Community. So I know some of the windows got sealed, but I'm not sure if all of them did.
Right.
So that might be some of it too, you know?
Okay.
And that's what's coming up at the Old Town Hall, is new windows.
New storms and repair of the interior, the ones that have broken glass and some of the wood, and maybe get them so they stay up with the sticks.
Yeah, so that repair of the windows would be big. The sticks work. especially when you pull it out and you don't get clear of it fast enough.
Yeah.
And that would help enormously for the cost of heating the place, even though it doesn't get heated to, 70 degrees, but enough to keep it from freezing. So.
Yeah.
Another thing that was added, because I went around and kind of talked to some of the department heads, I know the electrical in the treasurer's office that I was hoping one of our select board members could come look at, the electrician.
What is the issue?
So if she plugs in too many things, she blows a fuse. And it's just that one office.
Oh.
Like she can't have the AC on and then like other things in that same area if she blow, yeah,
Yeah, you can't run an AC, run a microwave,
yeah.
and
And a well pump.
or computer. Yeah, I can take a look at it.
So I mean, I can add that.
Volunteer some time, how's that, all right?
Get 2 projects now.
Well, 3,
I'd do it, but it would be pointless.
No problem. I'll give you a status update. I'll go see Jen, see what she needs.
Alyssa,
Oh, Alyssa,
yeah.
oh, the treasurer.
yeah,
All right, I was thinking the assessor.
No. And then maybe while you're here, you could also kind of maybe look at the exit sign situation.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
there's
Did you
3.
bring your ladder?
No, I did not. I didn't bring it. But
I'll bring
I
it.
can
Just-
figure it out.
Using people to their strengths, you know?
Yeah. All right.
Okay,
Um,
so we'll get an update on this.
yeah, we'll have another meeting and I'll
Okay.
drive it to it.
Do you want me to add it to the next meeting or maybe or what do you want?
Let's leave it until I'm sure I have it in hand,
Okay.
and then we can put it on. All right. Discussion and vote on Hardwick Rod and Gun Club change of manager.
Okay.
This was improperly submitted by them originally, right?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's all squared away.
Yes, it is. Our attorneys have looked at it. It went through their attorney. Everything is here. Everything's great. It didn't have to be as complicated, I think. However, everything is finally done now, and it just needs a vote from the board.
So what's the issue? I'm gonna play ignorant here because I'm not, I went through this stuff. I wasn't really sure exactly.
Oh, sure. So they came in back in, I want to say around March, so don't hold me to that, but around March to change their manager. And yes.
Mm-hmm.
So our office had submitted it to the ABCC, because whatever the board decides to do, we have to submit everything to the Alcohol Commission. The Alcohol Commission contacted my assistant and said that they have not properly submitted their paperwork in over 25 years. So we could not change their manager because there was steps that they needed to take on their end. They didn't even really have them listed as a business or operating as a business. So they had a little work on their end that they had to do.
And now that's all done and
Yes,
all in place? and
yes,
Everything's all set.
yes.
So would you like a motion?
I would.
Jeff, you have any other questions?
No,
concerns?
I think I understand what I read from now.
Okay, all right. Make a motion to approve Hardwick Rod and Gun Club application for a new manager. Michael, is it Michael R. Griever?
Crevier, yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
Crevier. Okay.
I'll second.
Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Town administrator report?
So the trees behind Town Hall have been removed. Peter, as you all know, is my better half, put up a railing, with help from Selectman Tinker, because the railing was hanging off by a thread, the one that goes down the stairs here.
I appreciate that.
So that has been repaired.
What's Peter's last name?
Cusalito,
Cusalito?
yeah. He's probably, if he's watching the meeting, he's probably gonna kill me for bringing him up, but,
Hi, Peter.
And thank you.
And
Thank you.
I met with our YouTube operator, Rick Deegan, and the town clerk. We met on the meeting room equipment, more for like a security reason, and because there was some concerns from some residents and staff about the monitor being on. So we just kind of wanted to walk through the security of the equipment. So we did that, and he is super helpful and has kind of been the go-to for anything related to the equipment. I attended a walkthrough of the Memorial Park Planning Project with CMRPC. This was a project that was started prior to my arrival with the prior town administrator and her prior assistant, part of the CDBG program. So it's going to be a study of the Memorial Park and funding mechanisms and how we can improve it. So we went out to bid on the townhouse exterior project, as Ann knows. We held our bi-weekly financial management planning Zoom. We have a department head meeting on Thursday, and we're going to be implementing a new procurement form for goods and services over $9,999. It's very similar to the one that we had in Ware, and it's just so we make sure that everyone's following the proper procurement regulations. We're advertising for a wastewater treatment plant operator, a highway equipment operator, a police officer, a van driver, and we're almost done with the town accountant. But so we have been looking for those positions. We held an interview for a wastewater treatment plant operator and a truck driver, and actually the MART driver never showed up. But we've been trying to fill those positions. We did make an offer to a wastewater treatment plant operator who declined the job because it would have been a pay cut. The assistant treasurer collector started, Felix. He has been a fantastic breath of fresh air, a very calming presence. So we're very excited to have him. Do you have a question?
No, I said
sorry.
nice.
Oh, okay. Had a call with the chair of the library board of trustees, had a call with town council on various complaints, facilitated a meeting with Senator Durant's office, the police department, fire department, building inspector, board of health we've been receiving complaints about smog. So we are gonna have a follow-up meeting with that pretty soon.
You know what that is?
Yeah, I do. And I had a question. Did you happen to attend, Mr. Chair?
No.
Okay. Did you happen to talk about possibly the pilot program and bringing it up to SMOC, all the emergency calls and services that they use from our town?
Yes and no. And so what we did bring up is the fact that we don't, we have some holes in our bylaws. So we don't make them apply for an innkeeper's license, so that to kind of hold them accountable. We have other things, so we're working on some proposed bylaw changes that we need for other things. But we are compiling a list of the service calls, so that's why I said yes and no.
Okay, so you're
Yeah.
getting all that from
Yes,
police, fire, ambulance, everything?
yes.
And even sewer, even Scott, because I know he's had to clean out a few lines, there's been issues there.
Oh, that's like, I didn't even think of him, but I know the building inspector has also, had to go out there a few times.
Okay, all right, great.
And SMOC controls the Windsor.
Yes.
Yes,
So, and SMOC is some kind of quasi-state agency.
The problem is when residents or town officials call, they don't get a person, on site. Or it's a person that lives there. So there's no one kind of holding them accountable, so, we're working at it from all different angles.
okay.
So, I had a call with general code and the town clerk on codifying the town bylaws. It looks like it's gonna be a bigger project than even I thought, but general code has worked with most of the surrounding towns, including Barry. I don't think they've worked with Ware, but they've worked with like half the towns in Massachusetts, and it looks like what they would do is, I don't have a proposal from them yet, they said it would take a week or two, is it looks like that they will go through and codify our bylaws and our zoning bylaws, but they'll also make recommendations on where our gaps are, because as most of you know, we have some serious gaps in our bylaws.
Right now, I'm sure you guys are aware, we have no certified bylaws. We only have unofficial bylaws. And that-
It's always been that way. I'm not saying that's right,
Right,
but
but it's something that we needed to address.
clean it up. Yep.
Yep.
I had my Ware radio interview. I attended a Massachusetts Municipal Association webinar on foundations of crisis communications. So in my recognition section, I actually want to recognize Chairman Valheim.
Can you recognize?
Yeah, you can recognize.
Yeah, you heard not to recognize.
We were working on the MVP grant, which we were awarded, so I want to recognize him for that, but I also want to recognize him for the many days of stuffing envelopes in the treasurer collector's office.
Good job.
Yes, so.
Thank you, no problem.
Anytime.
So I got a letter in the mail from the town clerk in Ware that I wanted to read. Dear Ms. Cagiano, I am thankful that I was able to borrow some of the town of Hardwick's voting equipment last week after we unexpectedly found out that we would not be able to utilize the auditorium in the town hall where voting equipment had been set up for the special town election on August 12th. Run-on sentence, sorry, I'm out of breath. Some quick phone calls, a lot of action allowed us to continue with the planned election rather than having to go to court and ask for permission to postpone in view of the crisis that had happened and forced us to evacuate. One quick telephone call to Ryan Whitcoast, the town clerk, and I was able to borrow the box that holds the tabulator. Ryan made a call to the school and the box was ready for pickup within a matter of an hour. On Thursday, the same black box was returned by DPW staff members to the Hardwick Elementary School where it is stored. Once again, clerks working together in an emergency situation. I hope that if a similar situation were to occur, we can be of the same help. Sincerely, Nancy Tellett.
That's very nice.
And then just my days off. One other thing I wanted to bring to the board's attention. I know it's extremely early, but we're in a, just talking about the budget, we're in a good place with all of the accounts except one. And I'm concerned because we're only 1 month into the fiscal year when we got a bill from town council. Our town council bill is pretty high, and I just wanted to bring that to the board's attention.
Do you have additional information to go along with that?
I do. So I only have the month of July, I don't have August, but $1,675 went towards the Page building, getting all those documents together. And another $1,475 went to dealing with a resident situation who was making various complaints about town officials. There was a couple like Kearsarge solar things in there, as you know, we've been talking about, but those are the two big ones that stood out, and I just wanted the board to be aware of because I thought it was crazy.
What's the budget for the year?
$25,000.
And we're at, what, that's 2,300 you just mentioned.
Yeah, and there was other things, obviously, that was like regular town business, but those were the two big ones, and I just wanted the board to be aware.
And that's just 1 month.
1 month.
Well, hopefully things will lessen
Calm
in the
down.
future.
Hopefully.
Just when I see something that's crazy, I'm just gonna bring it up, so we're all on the same page.
And we met with a woman who works at the senior center in Barry about some complaints. So we're kind of working on that.
Okay.
We share their senior center with our people. And,
What kind of complaints?
Well, probably can't talk about it.
Oh, okay.
Without
okay.
going into
Okay.
if it's an employee.
But I will share with the board that I did watch their meeting last week where they appointed a new town administrator. So I'm hoping when this new person starts, that obviously I'm not gonna call her first day, but
Right.
when she gets settled, I'm hoping that we can start having better communication with Barry because it hasn't been the greatest in the last couple months. But I know they're kind of going through a lot and they haven't had a town administrator. But again, once she starts, I'm hoping we can have better communication and things will improve.
Right.
Okay, roundtable. All I have is that we have that 40-foot shipping container in place up against the back wall of the elementary school. So that's got 4 doors on it, and the Board of Health and Emergency Management will be having a work weekend to move all the stuff from the white building to the shipping container. And then we'll open up the white building for sale. We need to clean it out inside. So that finally came in without damage.
Okay. That's good.
That's all I got.
Jeff? Anything?
I don't have anything.
Okay.
Oh, can I add something? I know I'm not a selectman, but can I add one thing?
You'll have to wait now until the Selectman Roundtable is over.
All right. I have a question for, say, the building inspector or the chair on the 810 Lower Road, the status of a construction temporary fence around that property. We addressed it a little while back, and I don't know what's going on with the owners or if there's an update, but it's just a open hole and it's a liability for the town.
Well, we talked to the building inspector and he puts a cease and desist-ish kind of thing on it, I guess, and then we're hoping that the owner does it. I don't think I'm not gonna suggest that the town clean it up. I think
Maybe a
that would
small
set a
update.
bad precedent.
Well, we're not cleaning it up, but we're telling him to
We have
tell
to
them.
make
to
him.
clean. Yeah,
We have to
exactly.
how do we make them?
Give him a demand letter.
Okay?
So I have a small, well, just some more information, well, background information that was held up in court, and I know that the landowner was just recently given his insurance money for the property, so we were waiting on that. This happened like a week ago, or less than a week ago, where he finally got his insurance money, but it was in court.
All right. Even if you reach out to the owner and just ask him, because if you drive by there, the fence is on the ground now. It was only like a 4-foot, like temporary.
Yeah. It's a hazard.
Yeah.
Yep.
And just see if they'll do something.
And get an update from Paul, who's been in communication with the man.
Okay. Thank you.
I know where he lives, and where he lives now doesn't look much better. Piles of things, so.
Okay.
Whatever.
I mean, I'm just saying,
Yes, sir.
I raised this issue with the board. You've probably received my email about it. The building inspector told me that he had dealt with a similar issue in another town, and the town did the cleanup and put a lien on the property. Why can't we do something like that here?
That's what we do, and then we wait. The lien takes effect if the property is sold. If the property is never sold, the lien is not going to get us even reimbursed, but
I understand that.
I think we should kick it back to the,
the owner, let's ask the owner and see if they'll just cooperate. I mean, it's a huge liability.
He hasn't been the most, I don't want to say communicative, it has not been easy.
no, he's a hard case, but I'll go see him, because we do have a connection to him, so I'll drive
Can't
up
hurt
there
to have
and,
a conversation.
no,
That's all.
okay.
Thank you.
Anything else?
I'm good. Justine?
So we started the borrowing for the fire truck. So we're getting everything to bond council. So I'm super excited. Yay.
Pretty soon we're gonna have a fire truck,
New one.
someday soon.
I hope we already have a fire truck.
We have it, we just don't have
two
it.
fire trucks.
Yeah.
We have three, but one doesn't work anymore.
So those,
Anything else? Jeff? Anything?
Yeah, I don't have anything.
Okay. Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye. Relatively quiet meeting. Nobody, two people attended, 3 at one point.
And that woman is trouble, so.
Yes.
I know, I've run into her before.
No, and the fair was completed successfully.
Yeah.
Nobody lost any fingers.